I've realized my second half has brought maturity for me. It's brought a season in my life that I feel like I can go all out, feeding your fuel and making you a better you, because it changes your whole perspective and your attitude. So if I want to be effective in my business and what I do with people, helping them, me working out makes me a better person. I want to see myself doing something that I have not done before. What that thing is, I don't know as of yet, but I think a lot of times, and I know probably even for yourself, we'll set goals, whatever type of goals there are, and you may achieve those goals, but you never put a goal on there that is really going to challenge you, a challenge goal. Here's my tagline, you guys, because you'll remember me from this. Do not say no to what you don't know.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Second Half Chronicles today. I've got Humphrey on my lap. Say hi, Humphrey. Anyway, today's guest, she's amazing. Her name is Sonya Williams. Can't wait to introduce her to you guys. So Sonya's a digital creator with a passion for health, skincare, and wellness. She uses her platform to inspire others to embrace holistic living. So you'll be able to hear a little bit more about that. Whether it's brewing the perfect cup or sharing her favorite cafes, coffee is a constant theme in Sonya's world. Sonya's wanderlust takes her to stunning destinations around the world, which she captures beautifully in her photos. So if you follow her on social media, you'll be able to see those. Sonya's faith plays a central role in her life, and she finds inspiration and strength in her spiritual journey. Her infectious enthusiasm and inspirational quotes are sure to brighten your day. Let's welcome Sonya Williams to Second Half Chronicles Podcast. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Second Half Chronicles Podcast. I'm your host, Karami Olson, and today I have an amazing guest, Sonya Williams. So Sonya is joining us today, and we'll just kind of start off by asking her to introduce herself.
Okay, I don't know how much of you want of an introduction. You know my name, right? Sonya Williams. I've been here in Las Vegas with my family. It's been almost 22 years that we've been here, originally from KC, Missouri. So from the Midwest and came here to Vegas. Wasn't my ideal. That was my husband. Humidity to desert. And been here, I have 3 adult children, 30, 27, and 24. So that's a little bit about myself. I don't know how much you want to know about me.
So what do you prefer, the desert or the Midwest?
You know,
or I don't know.
Initially, it took a little adjusting because when you're dealing with humidity, you're wet all the time, right? I mean, sweaty, you're wet. And I used to wear my hair, believe it or not, used to be long, but I used to wear it spiked. I was a super cool mom. And here I prefer dry. I do, yeah.
Well, you're still a super cool
thank
mom.
You so much.
All right, let's talk a little bit about this, our first half, our second half, and kind of what we're doing here on this show. So we like to highlight and celebrate those who are in their second half and doing some really great things. So let's talk a little bit about your first half. Do you have any influences in your first half that you could share with our audience that kind of made you into where you were, or anything like that you want to share about?
Okay, when you say influences. So because I do my own business, it's network marketing. I would say influencers because I was always a person that came from working corporate. I used to work for ophthalmologists. I ran a hair salon here in Las Vegas because I love people. And so I can say people that were greatly influencers, believe it or not, really my husband, because he was the one that really saw potential in me, but I never saw that in myself. And so I never even saw myself, and I didn't tell you that before, I never even saw myself doing what I do, but I know through the course of that, he was a great influencer. To have somebody that actually, not just as your husband, because, you know, husbands and wives, vice versa, you're there, your support, or we should be. But I believe he saw something way before I saw it because he was introduced at such a young age, like 16. And because of that, I think he had that time to really, indulge per se or be exposed to that type of life. And so I think he saw that in me. You know, I was pretty much I've always been an outgoing person, but I think he really was a great influencer to really pull out that better side of me. So yeah, he was a great influencer. I never even thought it would be him until you you said the question, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, that would really be my husband. Absolutely, for
Yeah.
sure.
You know what? And he's so close to you. And I love that. My husband has been so
Yes,
supportive of my endeavor here. And
yes,
he's just behind the scenes going, yeah, keep going. This is a great conversation to have.
yes.
And
Biggest
oh,
cheerleaders.
oh, I love that. Oh, thank you. Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit about kind of pivoting and going into our
Yes,
second
okay.
half. Um, so I kind of divulge maybe more at the beginning of this podcast or in my blog. I started a blog, and that's how I ultimately ended up doing this
Yes.
podcast. But I divulged that as I was starting to pivot what I'm interpreting as my second half, kind of just starting there, I realized that both my grandmothers had lived until they were both 94 years
Wow.
old. Okay. And I was coming up on my 47th birthday, and I was like kind of having a down couple of years. Like, okay, is this what it's all about?
Right.
Am I done? Like, I'm almost done, kind of done raising kids,
Yes.
whatever. And I just clicked. I was like, you know what? Those women lived until they were 94. 94 divided by 2 is 47. And wait a second, I have like a full another half to live, possibly.
That's
Okay.
right.
We never know when it's our time to go. So that's kind of how I got the definition of second half
Yes,
for
I
me.
love it.
So describe what, thank you. Describe what second half means to you.
Okay. So for me, and I kind of wrote it down because I was really thinking on that and didn't want to leave anything out. And even speaking now, for me, I realized my second half has brought maturity for me. It's brought a season in my life that I feel like I can go all out. Not really sometimes because you can level yourself down. We do a lot of comparison, I think, in the first half, through a lot of personal development. It's introspection of yourself and really like taking time to evaluate me, let go some of those things that really don't even fuel my fire per se. They're not moving me towards goals or towards helping anybody or thinking higher or setting higher expectations for myself. So to really sit and think about that, like, is this like you're saying, like, okay, age really? I'm 56 years young, literally. Or am I 57? Oh my gosh, I had to think about that. No, I'm 56. I had to think about that. My daughter might tell me different. But I have to realize that a lot of things, even in the last year or so, for me, it's like this is my second half. Like I'm going to be bigger, bolder, intentionality. And my word for 2024 is expansion. So when you think about expansion, I know a lot of people, I'm expanding a business or whatever, but I think of expansion of every part of my life. I can expand my marriage more. I can expand my friendships more with people. I can expand spiritual. I can expand, and that does include personal because all of those put together make you who you are. It's not, they're interdependent, they're dependent upon one another. And so that really is me. It's like, you can't stop me. Like, it's just like, I feel like you're here for a service and to do something for someone. It's not about you. So, a lot of times you're going to attract the people that number one, you want to be around or that, that are brought into your life because they're there for a reason. They're there sometimes for a season. And so, but that's just me. I've set boundaries even in the second half. Oh, yes. I set boundaries because again, is that really doing you good? To keep certain things, boundaries are certain things, relationships, people, just those things, those patterns that we continue to repeat over and over again. So, yeah.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
I love your 2024 word
Yeah,
expansion.
absolutely.
And you said something about kind of getting rid of those, whatever those are in your life. I think as second halfers, as you do mature, you don't need everyone's acceptance. And so that is such a beautiful thing when you're maturing.
Exactly. You can evaluate, be in a different space, and I'm okay with it.
Oh my gosh, wonderful. So, okay, so tell us a little bit about what you're doing now. Maybe you can focus on some career stuff, some personal things, like kind of where are you at exactly right now?
So right now, especially with personal, it's like for a season, I just had some personal things go on in my own family, my life that stopped me. Like little things people take it for granted, like going to the gym. Oh, most people are like, I don't want to go back in the gym. Me personally, I love to lift. I love to lift weights. I love to walk. And so it doesn't have to be major, but personally for me, what is feeding your fuel and making you a better you? Because it changes your whole perspective and your attitude. Like, so if I want to be effective in my business and what I do with people, helping them, me working out makes me a better person. It makes me feel better, right? Because if you're feeling better about yourself, that shows in every area. So as far as my career, my business, we're currently in 14 countries. We just opened up in Indonesia, is really to focus building, but it's not for just me because again, if you give of yourself, it's reciprocated. It'll be given to you. So if you're helping other people, then it just always comes back to you. So it's really focusing more on like one-on-one. I am such a coffee connoisseur. It's like, if I meet somebody, I don't know them like on Facebook or whatever, and they're here locally, I just think that I'm building a relationship with them. Well, let's like, seriously, I'm not like phony. So let's meet. Let's have a cup of coffee, right? Like, let's just meet, like get to know one another. So, and get to know them. So become like right now for myself, career building is really becoming a better listener. I'm a talker. If you can't tell, you guys, that's probably why. I love to talk. I love people, but I do love to talk. And I was always in trouble in grade school. But professionally, I think
Well, you're so comfortable. But when I first met you, like you're just so comfortable to talk to too. So that's a
thank
really,
you. That's
really
a
good
compliment.
thing.
I mean, I think that's just, and there's some people we meet that just you don't mesh. You kind of like know right away. It's like, okay, this is probably the first and only
Yeah.
time I'll ever meet you, which is fine because you're not meant to connect with everybody and because that other somebody for them is there, but it might just not be you.
Yeah, possibly. And you're right. And I think you do find the people, like the more you're out
Yes.
there and put yourself out there, you find the people you're like, oh my gosh, you're on my page.
Oh yeah, I get that. I'm at Costco
Mm.
shopping. I got that the other day. People just walk up and said, "I'm your Facebook friend." I'm like, "You are, and who are you?" I've said that. Like,
I love
like, who are you? My daughter's with me. She said, "Well, you guys just need to meet and like have coffee or lunch together." I'm like, but
Oh
I've had that.
gosh,
Like,
you got
I've had that
recognized.
happen quite often. Like, I'm your Facebook friend. Really? I've literally had that in the last year. Probably about. I mean, the new year just started, but recently somebody did that, and I'm thinking back in 2023, I had probably about 2 to 3 people. But it's kind of nice, though, right?
Oh
Because
my,
now we see each other.
that's
Yeah.
awesome.
So I love that. Yeah.
Okay, so we kind of know a little bit about what you're focusing on. Tell us where you see yourself going in the next part of your second half.
Oh my
Where
gosh.
do you see this
I
going?
really, honestly, I want to see myself doing something that I have not done before. What that thing is, I don't know as of yet. But I think a lot of times, and I know probably even for yourself, we'll set goals, whatever type of goals there are, and you may achieve those goals, but you never put a goal on there that is really going to challenge you, a challenge goal. Like goals in themselves are challenging sometimes, right? To even get there, and we set goals that are realistic. We can follow that metric, but then we sometimes don't put something on there that would really challenge you. Perhaps something that I haven't ever thought of doing before. Or see myself do because
Yeah.
even in what I do, you can look and see other people doing things and say, oh my gosh, they can do it, but you don't put yourself there. And it's not a comparison thing, but I think sometimes we think, or at least myself, I minimize my thinking to what feels comfortable. So I just want to like do more,
Right.
like open more teams and just share more with even people in different countries. Start in your own backyard and expand,
Oh.
but actually build upon and just really get out there and not be afraid sometimes just to talk to whoever. People are people, right? They don't know you. So, don't assume that you know them or what they're going to say.
I love this. I hope that our listeners, every single story I put out here with the
Yes.
Second Half Chronicles, I just always hope that there's one listener out there, just one at least,
Mhm.
that can resonate with that or be inspired by that.
Yes.
Someone might be like, you know what? And so I just love what you just said.
Yeah, just changing somebody's life, I
Just
think is,
looking ahead,
because
just
sometimes
doing.
we're scared to say something, whatever that could be. But then there's people out there praying for what you have. There's people out there waiting for you to just simply inspire them. Like you said, if there's one person.
Oh my gosh. There's people out there praying for what you just have. That's really good for people to hear, especially in our country in the United States of America. You know what I mean? We really just have it.
Yes.
And then sometimes we're just like, things aren't going my way or whatever, but there's someone who's like, oh, I'll
right.
you,
Because a lot of times on social media or other platforms, Instagram, wherever it is, you only see people as they show up, but you literally do not know what's going on behind the scenes.
Because I have these sentence finishers that is kind of like my thing we do on here. But before we do that, tell us a little bit about your business, because I want people to hear about what you do for your business. Can you tell us just a tiny bit?
So I started with Neora, and I tell people it's a family affair, literally, because there's something for everybody. It's anti-aging, holistic. So people go, well, what's holistic? It's plant-based. So, a lot of times you'll find products that are clean, but they do not perform, right? So it's one or the other. These are both. They're clean and they perform. Awesome. And when you meet European standards, that's a big thing. We know, like with food and everything, and the products too. So there's only 23. There are 23 products in 12 years now. And so it's very simple, simplistic. You guys, seriously, it was my husband that introduced me. He's a Noxzema guy, used to be. And we tested a bottle and I was like, oh my gosh, get more. For me to say that, he knew, like, whoa, this is crazy, because I really didn't care about skincare. I slept with my makeup on. So we really focused on 4 verticals. I slept with my makeup on. I was like, who cares? Like, I didn't know anything about it, because if you're not, it's true, like your environment, how you grow up, the influence. My mom was a Natanola lady. I remember that smell, just as a kid. So she teaches about skincare. So I used it, and it was like a no-brainer. All ethnicities, all skin types, everybody, men, women use all the same thing. We're not walking in going, oh, this is for men, this is for dry. So it's simple, easy, multifunctional, every single thing. So it's skincare, hair care, wellness, and fitness. That's it. So super simplistic, right? And so really try to market and share with the world. If people are looking, they're looking. If they're not, it's okay. But there may be somebody out there, your mom or dad or friends or whomever. So I really work one-on-one, being my client's concierge, like working one-on-one with them for their needs. Because if they're not happy, I'm not happy. And I really won't let people purchase unless they're really going to use the product, because you've just wasted money. And we're in a time right now, we don't need to waste money, people. Our economy is different. And so if there's usually people out there, whether it be men or guys, I work, of course, more. Sometimes I think you attract more women. And I work a lot with women that are looking for something. Maybe they're in the corporate world or have something else, but they're looking for parallel income, which means that they can go out and buy those shoes or that dress that they want. So, or just spend time doing what they want with it. And for me personally, you guys, honestly, I started because I want to earn all my trips free. And I've earned like 6 or 7 trips. And I get to travel. I've taken my husband, my daughter, my sister, my best friend. And I didn't slow down when I was working a corporate job to ever take like a vacation. I just didn't. And I did not know what I was missing. Right. So here's my tagline, you guys, because you'll remember me from this. Do not say no to what you don't know. That can be applied to any aspect of our lives. So,
okay, awesome. Okay, so with that, let's I'm gonna read this sentence, and I'll have you finish it. Okay. What the world needs to realize. Sorry, I messed that up.
I'll take a sip.
The world needs to realize. Okay, let's start over. That's my fault. Okay, you got your water. You got your water. Here I go. I'm going to read. I don't have my glasses.
Yeah, these are my reading ones.
The world needs to realize.
I look like Granny or something, but I couldn't find my regular glasses. I only have 9,000 pairs. Seriously. Okay. It's bad.
I know. The world needs to realize that those in their second half are
coming out bigger and stronger than before.
Boom. Yeah. Okay. I'd like to tell everyone in their first half to
never, never, never give up.
Okay. And then hands down, in my second half, I will
do what I said I'm going to do.
Awesome. Okay. So where can people find you or follow you?
I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. So on Facebook, it's just my name, Sonya Williams. That's on NYA Williams. On Instagram, it's God's Inspo Girl. And you can find me on my website as well, You can scan, there's a QR code, but it's kingdomwealth.neora, Neori, or A rather, sorry you guys, .com, Neora.com. And yeah, and so you know, people can call me or whatever too. I'm very personable, you guys. It's like, it's just me, right? So reach out, ask questions, follow me, get to know me. That would be cool.
We'll put that stuff in the show notes so that if anyone wants to look in the show notes, but this is also kind of a listening thing. Well, thank you for joining us today. And I know your story. I know your story is going to inspire someone for sure. So. To everybody out there, live boldly. Love, Carrie and Sonya. Hey there, we're super excited to announce the release of our interactive journal. It's on Amazon. It's called My Second Half Chronicles Journal. You can find it if you just type that onto Amazon. It comes with several pages of discovery exercises with a bunch of journal prompts, 200 writing pages. So the owner can go through a series of exercises. They can write about their second half. They can kind of rediscover themselves, find their inner child. And it's an amazing gift book for someone who might have everything, you know, and they're living in their second half. So check it out on Amazon. Thanks. Love you. Thank you so much for listening today. Please show some love to all of us at Second Half Chronicles by giving us a follow or subscribing. And please share an episode with a friend. It would mean the world. Until next time, live boldly, love, Carrie.